to long story short, I'm Keejan Haynes, and today I want to play a game. Full disclosure, so I took this from a podcast that I listen to called Pod Save America. It's called OK Stop. So as you can tell, I listen to a lot of political rallies, so I hear a lot of nonsense on both sides. But sometimes you listen to a speech that's so ridiculous, you spend the entire time yelling, just stop, because it's wild. So last Thursday, that speech for me was given by Saddam Hosein, MP for Barataria San Juan, not to be confused with...
in the constituency of Barataria Sario.
Never gets old. Okay, but I'm going to let Saddam speak, and whenever he says something ridiculous, I'm going to say, okay, stop. So let's set it up. What this speech is about is he's reading from the 3 reports laid in the Parliament into the withdrawals from the Heritage and Stabilisation Fund. Let us begin.
So this is where the country, where there's a shortfall in revenue, you're allowed to dip into your savings. So like in your normal home, you have some money for rainy days. This is the rainy day fund. So you dip into your savings, which is called the Heritage and Stabilisation Fund.
Okay, stop. Okay, cool. No, I was just testing to make sure that it works. Clearly it does. So far, so good. But yeah, this is exactly what the HSF is for. And pay attention to this because Saddam seems to forget it later. Keep going.
Now, the law was that only if your revenue, the total revenue projected, fell below 10%, then you are allowed to dip into that fund. But it has something called COVID-19.
Okay, stop. He's right about the law. And fun fact, the fund must have at least $1 billion in it at all times. And there are a lot of rules that you have to go through and a lot of boxes you have to check off before you can even think about withdrawing from the HSF. It's why you have to go to the Parliament in the first place. And well, yeah, so COVID-19 did in fact severely curtail oil production everywhere, impacting our revenue. So it's not that it's an excuse to go into the HSF, it's why we had to go. But $100. Next thing he says is, COVID didn't kill the economy, PNM killed the economy.
But tonight we must declare that COVID did not destroy the economy. It is the PNM that destroyed the economy of Trinidad and Tobago.
Nailed it. But yes, the government amended the act in March 2020 to change the rules about when you can withdraw and how much you can withdraw from the HSF, which makes me go back to my point that the government can make laws when they want to make laws. Pepper spray, where you at? So the new rules, you can withdraw up to US $1.5 billion during the financial year in the event of a health crisis, a natural disaster, or a precipitous drop in budgeted revenue.
Because Imbert came to the Parliament during a pandemic to do what? To amend the Heritage and Stabilisation Fund Act.
Okay, stop. I just said that. Fast forward.
He said he has to lay a report every time he dips into the fund. Well, I have the report. In fact, I have 3 of the reports. Because I would like the country to know that in the financial year 2020, Minister Imbert and the PNM took out $900 million.
Is the reaction of someone who probably has not been paying attention. Because we've been speaking about this for like a week now. We know how much money he took out. And I have the report too. It's really not hard to get. You're not busting a mark here, dude. It's late in Parliament. But I appreciate the enthusiasm, and I also appreciate the fact that the dramatics are not for people like me. It's for your base.
We see that they're going, here where they're using COVID, they're using the $400 million for. This isn't COVID. 15th of May, we are in lockdown. Trinidad and Tobago is in lockdown. And they were saying that they need money for COVID relief, for salary relief grant, for hampers, for green hampers. You know who they was paying? According to this report, they were paying contractors.
Okay, stop. Again. Nah. Government's serious. They paying contractors. Nah, Saddam. Get him.
Let me read the report. It is noted that the sum of $860 million was allocated to the ministries and departments to cover outstanding bills for goods and services such as rent. So you know who had to collect the rent? Security, janitorial, utilities, construction work, and other contracted services owed, as well as projected expenses going forward.
Okay, stop. I hear what you're saying, But I also feel like this sounds really familiar.
Is that we need to keep companies in funds. We need to give them as much cash as we possibly can. So one of the immediate solutions was to accelerate the payment of a substantial proportion of outstanding value-added tax refunds and income tax refunds and overdue payables owed by government to suppliers and contractors for items such as rent, security, janitorial services, construction, pharmaceuticals, etc.
Oh, so the government did what they said they were going to do with the money. And that clip was from the actual debate to amend the Heritage and Stabilisation Fund Act, so you didn't have to look hard for it. It's on YouTube. Okay, one more time.
That in light of the decline in oil price and impact of COVID-19 on the Trinidad and Tobago economy, the price on which the country's 2020 budget was based upon was revised at an oil price of $25 per barrel with a wellhead gas price of 1.8 MMBTU. Minister Imbert, when did you reduce or revise the oil figure in the budget to $25 per barrel?
Okay, stop. This is getting kind of embarrassing now because, buddy. And can we just zoom in on the date? Yeah, so in fact, let's go one step further. Imbert, play the clip.
Our latest revenue projections are based on conservative prices of $25 per barrel for oil for the rest of the year and $1.80 per MMBTU for natural gas.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, he said it in the parliament. Saddam Hosein, you have one more chance to impress me.
You can't just tell us that you're going to give the ministry $500 million US. You must tell us who you paid. You must tell us why you paid them. You must tell us how much you paid them, and you must tell us the work they have done for them to get paid.
Okay, stop. I actually agree with you here. Accountability is important. We need to know where this money went. It's okay to say we gave it to contractors, but I do want to know exactly where that money went, and a 6-page document, as you rightly said, is not enough. Go on.
Let me tell you something. When Kamala Persad-Bissessar was the Prime Minister of this country, she never once dipped into the HSF. Not once. Never one day did she dip into the HSF. 5 withdrawals under his government. 5. Not a single contribution. Not one day did they put money into the HSF. They took out money every single time. 5 times. Unprecedented. No government has ever taken out so much money from the HSF.
Oh my, no, stop. Let's get the facts here. The average crude oil price in 2012 were at historically high levels for the second year in a row. I mean, Brent crude was averaging $111 per barrel. We were rich. Legally, the Prime Minister could not take money out of the HSF. Legally, she had to put money in. And you know when she stopped putting money in? After 2014, when oil prices took a nosedive. And guess what? They have not recovered since. Also, going on and on about how unprecedented it is that she's taking it out. Look, man, the HSF was fully created in 2007, the Manning era. And then there was the Kamala era, and now we are in the Rowley era. Like you would swear, listening to you, that Eric Williams created the HSF. It's barely 14 years old. So young, Satmaraj might actually think twice before marrying it. Or would he? Anyway, what we're seeing here is that Saddam Hussein is either really ignorant on the facts, what came before him, or how laws work, or at the very least, he hopes that you are, and then you eat the chain up of this faux outrage.
How could you? You know, the words are just losing me right now.
So yes, please stop. And it's why journalists are here, well, the good ones anyway. We pay attention because we know that you don't always. Anyway, this game was fun. You want to do one more round? All right, let's go.
Thank you very much, Sister Smalley.
Okay, yeah, no, stop. I don't want to play anymore. All right, let's take a break. More long story short after this.